Warrior was built in 1912 by Camper and Nicholson's Limited, Gosport as a naval pinnace. Her own early records, including her involvement in the evacuation of Dunkirk in 1940, were destroyed when an incendiary bomb struck her while she lay, still under naval command, on the River Thames at Greenwich. At that time Warrior served as a coastal defense vessel, and it is likely that she served in this capacity during the First World War. She was large for a pinnace, being 65 feet long with a beam of 15 feet, and was comparable in size to a coastal motorboat. In the Second World War she was used by Commander C.A. Lund to instruct naval officers in navigation and seamanship at HMS King Alfred in 1942. In earlier days she had a fine figurehead of an Indian warrior which was maintained faithfully in its original colors even when Warrior was painted in battleship grey. Sadly, she lost this figurehead during her restoration in the 1960s. Naval pinnaces were small, fast, and maneuverable vessels that were commonly used by naval forces for a variety of tasks, such as transport, reconnaissance, and patrol duties. They were typically armed with 1 or 2 guns and could carry a small complement of sailors and marines. During the early 20th century, naval pinnaces were commonly constructed from wood, although some later models were made from steel. Their size and armament varied depending on their intended use and the time period in which they were built. Since the war, Warrior has had 5 owners. Stanley Crabtree had her entirely refitted at Dickey's Yard, Bangor, Wales, in the late 1960s. John and Mary Hornshaw purchased Warrior in 1972 from Stanley Crabtree at Glasson Dock, Lancaster, and in May 1973, John and his son Michael and a professional skipper sailed Warrior through the Bay of Biscay to Gibraltar. John and Mary lived on Warrior in the Mediterranean, exploring from Palma de Mallorca to the Greek islands, and Malta, and the Spanish mainland coast. In 1985 they brought the vessel back across the Bay of Biscay on their own, and lived on board in Torquay until selling the vessel in May 1989. She then came under the ownership of Dennis Wells. The vessel's lower hull was replanked in 2000 and has had a modern touch with GRP sheathing. The upper helm, despite being rebuilt over the years, retains its original shape. However, the saloon behind the helm has changed over the years, from a totally open rear deck to a full saloon. Under new ownership from October 2010, much work has been done. The vessel was in poor repair so has undergone a major rebuild and at the time of registration, was fully operational again.